my people. Bet you thought I was going to work a puzzle, didn't you? Kind of serves as a screen test, too, you know. Remember the blocks of color rectangles on TV? So, anyhow, what happened to my Google search I had up here? I was thinking this while the kids were at school. I got the whole litter. Didn't want to break them up, you know. That's so sad. We didn't have a box. All we had was a big brown paper bag. And it was like 7 miles out of town. And so we put them all in the sack. And he was driving. And I was holding the sack closed as best I could because they were fighting to get out. And I didn't really want them all over the truck. But they had air and stuff. They were fine. They'd never been on a truck ride before. They had no idea what was going on. They just knew they were doing something different. So I guess it kind of freaked them out. And then the sack thing, yeah. But anyhow, we managed to get them home. So when the kids came home, that was their surprise. The whole litter of kittens, the whole stinking litter of kittens. There were like 6 or 7 of them. All different colors and, you know, a good mix of them. And we tasked the girl, because they were mainly for her. She seemed like she was the one missing the animal life they had up there, the horses, and I think they had goats or sheep or I don't know what all they had up there, really. I don't care. But I know they had Belgians to do the work, you know, big old clumpy Belgians. So she began keeping those in the basement, and she'd spend time with them, you know. Feed them, water them, blah, 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 clean up a little bit. Excuse me, I had to get a drink. Dr. Pepper. Well, she was discussing the kittens with her mother. I guess on one of the visitation weekends or whatever. She was talking about the kittens. And so when they were on the phone together the next time, I just happened to be sitting there, and I told her she could go use the phone in my room or in the basement if she really wanted to. Or it was cordless, she could actually wander away with it to another part. And our mother was on the other end, contradicting her, because every so often you could hear her come back with, "No, they're kittens." And even in a letter I found later, her mother had referred to them as puppies. And it just happened to remind me of this monarch mind control, where they use reversals, you see, here on the screen. No sooner than she would say kittens, her mother negatively reinforced it with puppies. Well, I thought at the time this morning when I was thinking of this stuff, that that's no way to do someone who's already obviously missing a few bricks off a load. And I'm not trying to sound mean. I mean, when I was her age at 13, my dad was letting me drive. And I didn't have a farm license. And sometimes I'd drive all the way to the lake. We'd switch just out of town. And he'd sit by me, you know, and let me have the wheel, just to let me take it. Mom was on the outside, he was right in the middle. It was like a 34-mile drive, and we do it on the way back too, and other times. I guess maybe I was just more I don't know what the word right now, stable? Maybe not stable. Like my after dinner smoke. I had Beanie Weenie, aka Beanie Weenies. But anyhow, I guess I was also doing other things when I was 13. I couldn't figure out why she wasn't. Like, I used to go and babysit, and some of the people I babysat for had a nightlife, and I would be out pretty late and have to be driven home, like, sometimes 2 or 3 in the morning. Let's see, what else was I doing it? Oh, at 13, I got my first ever job at Taco Grande in Sedalia, Missouri. Yes, I worked at Taco Grande. Excuse me. It was really funny because my dad worked at the post office, but I'd get paid every week. And he sometimes asked me midweek if, because he got paid every 2 weeks, mid-pay term, if he could borrow a 20 or a 40 until payday. And so there I was, you know, shelling him off a couple 20s every so often. That was kind of funny. Let's see, what else? Anyway, that's not the thing. The thing I came on here to talk about was this reversal. She used to mind control. And that commune, if you watch my other videos or screencasts, it's referred to up there, Davis City, Iowa. And let's see, what's the official name of it now? Brotherhood of Christ, or Community of Christ, Davis City, Iowa commune. If you Google that, you'll find it. You just will. So, okay, I guess we'll go there. I wasn't going to, but I found this robertscourt.com quite a while ago, a number of years ago. And they used reversals on me. That's how I kind of knew about it when I was in the first abusive daycare in Sedalia, Missouri, 65301. When we were coloring, we'd have the little sessions, you know, little session, much like school. You have hour 1, hour 2. Well, we had little sessions, and it just happened to be coloring session. And I guess I used an extreme amount of yellow and pink because they ended up telling me one was the other. You know, said pink was yellow and yellow was pink. And that did for a while affect me later on, because I'd get them turned around. But because I'm aware of it now, I kind of stay on guard for it. See here? What we can do, find us your friend. What was I going to type? Reversals. Excuse me. Oh, this is talking about the Constitution. You know that stupid pop-up, I bet ya. No? Okay. Yep. I may as well be working a puzzle, huh? So anyway, I guess that's about all for now. This has been my people time for the day. I had someone over here yesterday, so I didn't do a video. I spent my people time on a real person. If I don't have anyone all day, that's what I've been doing, is making these little screencasts do the duty of people time. So, thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.